What it is, what it do. You guys, it's your girl Ash Brown. This is the Ash Brown Uncensored Show. I appreciate you guys so very much. On this Sunday, this is the show where it's a little less scripted. I talk about a little bit of every and or anything under the sun. And this one was on my heart for the last couple of days just because I take a lot from the people in my life. And a lot of them are dealing with situations and things going wrong, and a lot of it could be prevented. In all honesty, a lot of it could be prevented. So I wanted to make sure that I cover this stuff because I like to be open with you guys. I like to be honest, and I like to just lay things out. And more than anything, I like to show that I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect in the least, and I absolutely fell victim to some of this narcissistic abuse. And as you can see, the topic of today's show, signs of a toxic man. Signs of a toxic man. Now, these are all signs that I saw in guys that I was dating, guys that I have dated, and one of them actually had all of these signs. So it's quite messed up, but it's a good thing that I'm able to actually recognize it for what it is and be able to share my insights so that other people don't have to necessarily go through it, or maybe it'll help them recognize toxic masculinity in their life. So, first one. How does he treat his mom and or other female relatives? That's a key point. Key point. If you see that he disrespects his mom, he's going to disrespect you. If he's got a problem with his mom, sooner or later, he's going to find fault in you as well. I've seen this countless times with guys with bad relationships with their mothers. And every time they've had a bad relationship with their mom, eventually down the line it trickles down to you, to the female in the situation. And, oh, you this or you that, because women lie. I had one guy who had such a terrible relationship with his mother because mommy lied about who daddy was. And so all women lie. And it's just exhausting, y'all. Save yourself the trouble. If you see he's got a problem with mama, he's going to have problems with you. Another guy had absolutely, positively no empathy for his sister. His sister was going through chemotherapy, and he had, it was scary, y'all. It was absolutely mind-boggling, y'all. No empathy. None whatsoever. And when I actually stepped out and asked her, I was like, hey, your sister's going through cancer right now. Don't you think you should ease up on her, let up on her? Well, nobody had empathy for me. Nobody eased up on me in life, so I'm not going to ease up on her. Wow. That says a lot. That says a lot. And also to caveat on that, I actually got myself to cry in front of this narcissist. I got tears to flow. And it was as if they had no soul left. And that's when I knew, oh, wow. This isn't going to work now, is it? This is not going to work. This is not absolutely going to work at all. And it didn't. And it turned out to just be a temporary thing. But yeah. However they treat the women in their life that they're related to, they're going to treat you along those same lines. I had one also whose daughter came to me, actually, a young girl, and was just like, oh, my dad doesn't get me he doesn't get me enough pads. I don't have enough menstrual pads, for my cycle. And for me, I can sympathize and empathize with that because my mom made sure when I started my cycle, oh my gosh, I was just over inundated with pads. But from a male perspective, they don't understand the urgency and the need for that. And when I brought it up to him, again, it was brushed off. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that important. But again, not my kids, not my problem. I can point it out to you what the issue is and what's been pointed out to me, but Not my problem. How does he treat those women in his life? Very important. Very, very important. Because it's going to reflect on how he treats you. So keep that in mind. My next point is, how does he treat animals? I was once talking to a guy who would purposely make animals fight. He had some dogs and some other animals, and he would purposely make them fight and get some kind of kick out of it. I find that sick. I find that disgusting. I find that absolutely demented. Any guy to sit around and I don't want to say let, and force animals to fight, that is a sick SOB. Sick as hell. But it's a sign. Is he kind to animals? If he's not, girl, go running. Run for the hills. Run for the hills. Next point in case. Does he refuse to take responsibility? Does he refuse to take responsibility, especially when it is absolutely, categorically, unequivocally his fault? He didn't take responsibility. It's always somebody else. It's this person's fault because I'm not successful. It's this person's fault that I didn't do this. It's this person's fault. They never take responsibility. They always find a way of blaming someone else. And that is absolutely, positively astonishing. When a person who clearly is in their own way will fabricate stories, lies, basically absolving them from any guilt from their own life. That's crazy, y'all. And as a toxic man, as a sign of it, that I'm telling you to play with it if you want to. That is a toxic man. Next point in place. If he downgrades or belittles potential partners, whether in life or career or whatever the case is, toxic man. Run for the hills, ladies. Run like hell. Don't look back. Don't stop and collect $200. Just keep going. Because it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And when I say downgrade, if a guy is constantly talking about how he's going to do this and how he's going to do that, he's not actually moving to do those things. But he's talking about it. And then when you share your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations with him, it's downgraded and it's belittled. Meaning, one example, one guy I was talking to, I was talking about my career path, and you guys know I have a very unconventional, untraditional career path. My resume is crazy. It's like 3 pages long. I've had a lot of different career paths in my life, and I've been fortunate enough to do that. And I explained that I like to keep things open. That's the number one reason why I don't want to have kids. The road is no place for a child to be raised. It's not. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you as a parent. But I shared a lot of stuff with this person, and they laughed at my dreams. They said it was not realistic and all these other crazy stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, why is this person saying this to me? Why is he even saying this type of stuff to me? And then we talked about finances. You know, that's one of the top things to determine whether or not a couple is going to make it. Finances. And the light bulb went off for me when he said, oh, well, I take care of the mortgage. I take care of the car payments and whatever. I need her to work. She's got to clean up this nasty-ass house. She's got to basically tame and take care of my kids. And she's going to, of course, have some more of my kids. That's a given. She's going to work a full-time job, of course. But her money is just, that's the play money. That's the money that we just, it's like the throwaway money. It's the whatever. And I was like, expound, please. That's the throwaway money? Her money isn't equal to yours? Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying her money is insignificant compared to my money. Wow. What a way to live in the 1930s. It's 2021, y'all. It's 2021, and there's still men out there that think that, a woman's place is in the home, but there are all these expectations on top of being your woman. Oh yeah, we're supposed to sleep with you, nightly, daily, whatever. On top of all of those responsibilities too. Wow, that's a lot going on. That's a whole lot going on. Yeah, and that's way more than I'm ever wanting to deal with. I've compromised myself so much in different relationships. I'm to the point now where I'm out of compromises. It's just take me as I am. That's it. Just take me as I am. That's going to be it for me. And my last point today, because I feel like more toxic points are going to pop up, and I'm going to write them down and I'm going to share them with you guys. But my last point is today, and this one is probably, if the others were not eye-opening, then this one will definitely be your absolute giant red flag that you're dealing with a toxic man and you need to run for the hills. You need to run, ladies, run. My last point, in fact, is if this person has lost sight of reality. When the pandemic hit, I had a guy tell me that he had rented a bunker across the country in Missouri somewhere and was prepared for the zombie apocalypse for him and his family to go to that bunker and stay in shelter for a couple of months. And it just blew my mind that someone had literally gone into a video game in their own head. It was incredible. Not in a good way, but it was absolutely just, because I'd never heard someone speak like that. And so I said, please expound. I want to hear more about this story of you going to a bunker, as if there aren't bunkers in and around where you live. But I want to hear this story. And he basically checked out all the accommodations and told me about everything that's available there and how they're going to available this and that. And he and his family are going to be okay. They're going to survive this zombie apocalypse. Not to say that a zombie apocalypse is impossible. I'm not saying that. Because anything in this life is possible. But it's not possible to be prepared for every single situation. Even if you think that you're prepared. And making it to Missouri on one tank of gas. If he's lost sight of reality, y'all, run. Because it's going to get worse. I'm saying beyond, past anything. It's just going to get worse. Paranoia is absolutely an understatement here. They have absolutely checked out on life. And they want you to check out also. That's the other part that comes with the whole thing. They want you to check out on life too. And visit this mystical, crazy place. They want you to go there too. They want you to take up residency. And they want you to be the trophy wife. They don't want your opinion. It's okay if you have an opinion. But it better just share the same opinion as him. Because otherwise, that's going to be problems. It's going to be issues. So those are my signs of a toxic male today. I'm sure that I'm going to come up with some more. But those are the main ones. And let me know what you guys think of this stuff. Do you want me to make more lists like this? Or nah? Or do you have an idea for another list that I should share with you guys? Let me know. Shoot me a comment. I'm all over social media at OneLoveAsh, the number 1, LOVEASH. And if you want to shoot me an email, info@ashsaidit.com. That is info@ashsaidit.com. And I'm going to holla at you guys. Have a great Sunday. Stay away from toxic men. Trust me, your life will be so much lighter and so much better after them.